I'm Alan Cain. I'm the Executive Director of the Solano Avenue Association. I am their paid full-time staff person. The day the stroll is over, we start working on the next year's stroll. Now, we've already started discussing 2027, quite a bit actually. I'm their paid staff person. I am directed by a volunteer board of directors. Some of them are here. For instance, Todd Abbott, who's the vice president of the vice president of the Solano Avenue Association. Hey, I didn't get applause.
You have to earn it.
Right?
Yeah.
The volunteers get applause. Oh, we've been waiting for you, finally. Come on in. No, we've been waiting. Our president back there, Jason Bellevue. Thank you, Jason, for making it out. We also have one of our board members, Jennifer Hansen-Romero from Winkler Real Estate Group. Oh, I should be, you guys are business people, so RAF Investments, if you need a mortgage, Jason's the guy to talk to. Jennifer Hansen-Romero is Winkler Real Estate Group, so if you need a house, she's the person to talk to, or a condo, or townhome, or whatever you call them these days. Also, Todd Abbott was with Full Orbit Web and Marketing. So what you're seeing here is a large collection of people that have been on this board for a while, who know the stroll just as well as I do, and who also have marketing backgrounds. Todd does festivals and fairs, or well, more like conventions, we'll say, and I'll let him describe what he sells, he and his family sell later. So just as people start to trickle in, like I said, it's probably going to take about an hour. We are going to discuss in depth, well, I should finish my introductions. I rolled over Jennifer just because I already introduced her once, but the reality is I should introduce her twice because she is the Vice Mayor of Albany. So as a city official, thank you for making it out. The City of Albany is one of our big sponsors here, so thank you for coming out and for playing the dual role that you play with this association. In fact, just because the people that are here have been introduced, I should introduce the people that are hard at work at their businesses. We have Peggy Smith, who's a community member, who's our secretary. Alex Omi from Domino's Pizza, who's hard at work right now at Domino's. Harry Prine from Solano Cleaning Center. Jennifer Hansen-Romero, Winkler Real Estate Group. Richard Smith from Albany Hill Realty. We've got a couple of realtors. Never realized that. Robert Abrams from the Abrams Tagberg Gallery just down the street. And perhaps you might see, if you're lucky enough, Karen Neerlich, who's the head of our social media, come in later today. She's also a paid staff member as well, but not full-time. Everyone should have a dedicated staff member for their social media, period.
It's nice that you imply we don't work hard. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Everybody else is hard at work.
They're hard at work. They're hard at work. And can everyone hear me, too? We do have a microphone outside. I will get louder as things go. The more I drink, the louder I get. But I just want to make sure if you do just scoot up front, I can do what we can. And then, of course, we have a bunch of event sponsors for this event. This year we have a robust lineup of sponsors. This list continues to grow every year, which we're very proud of. And I do want to just mention them because they deserve a lot of credit, actually. So it's the City of Albany, the City of Berkeley, Albany Subaru, Waste Management, Mechanics Bank, where relationships matter, Ava Community Energy, the Grub Company, Upper Solano, the bid up there, Cruise, Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, District Homes, UCSF Health, VIP Golf Cart, PG&E, Belmont Village, Visit Berkeley, Andronico's Market, and celebrating their 50th anniversary as well as the Solano Stroll is Red Oak Realty. You will find there's this kind of real estate theme in this room, right? So we've got a mortgage professional, we've got our board.
For the record, I also have a property management company and a real estate.
Yeah, there you go. And then our sponsors, the Grub Company, District Homes, Red Oak Realty. So I guess the realtors are doing really good these days, and it's great for them to support an organization and an event such as the Stroll. I'm going to assume that people are not going to roll in. There's no big heavy traffic out there. I just checked 511.org, so I'm going to assume that this is it for now. And we will go ahead and start shortly. We will probably actually have time for introductions later, so we will do some introductions later on, as provided that we have time. But meanwhile, we are going to discuss a document that we call the Solano Stroll User's Guide. We pretty much modify this every year. There is a date on it. This date was modified about a year ago, actually, and I'm sure after tonight we will modify it again, taking in all the input that we receive from you, etc. This is not one of those situations where you're in school. I'm not going to make you follow along. We do have printed copies of this document, and we do have QR codes someplace around here where you can scan to get the document on their phone if that's easier. But basically, this is a framework for the conversation.
Where is the printout?
It may need
Oh,
to print it.
yeah, so I was going to say, raise your hand too,
Oh.
and Todd or Jennifer will give you a printout. I believe the association.
Also the QR code, you may need some QR code.
Yeah, I just want to follow along.
And we're not going to jump into it right now, but it is, again, just a framework, and it's designed to just open up the conversation. Because I guess they say learning is a two-way experience, right? So I'm going to learn in theory from you, and you're hopefully going to learn a little bit from us tonight. We introduced the board. We introduced the sponsors. From the, this is technically sponsored by the Albany Chamber of Commerce. Todd Abbott is also with the Albany Chamber of Commerce as well as the Solano Avenue Association, so we want to thank them. We also want to thank Patrick from the front desk at the Senior Center here, who's probably a volunteer. Thank you, Patrick. Give him a round of applause, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So what are we here to talk about? It's the Solano Avenue Stroll. It's been the second Sunday in September. This is its 50th year, and it has nothing to do with Labor Day or Rosh Hashanah or any other holiday. It is strictly just an event that is on the second Sunday of September, and minus COVID, it has never changed its cadence in terms of the date. Why do we do this? There's a lot of people do festivals for a lot of different reasons. Our primary thing, obviously, is to promote Solano Avenue. And we're just here to remind people that know Solano Avenue is here, and for people that don't know what Solano Avenue is here, then we can introduce you to it. It's very simple. But the festival itself is not just a marketing tool designed to bring people. Events in general have a guaranteed presence in general, compared to like a sale or something that's like an event you can pretty much, or I can pretty much, if the weather's good, guarantee that there's going to be 100,000 people on Solano Avenue Sunday, September 13th, period. That not a lot of other promotional platforms can guarantee a human presence like that other than events. That's why galleries do openings. That's why people do events. We have several businesses on Solano, a flower shop that does a large, robust series of events through the summer that range from ice cream trucks to sandwich trucks. It's pretty phenomenal, and they've gotten the message that bringing people to the street, having events, gives people a reason to come. But what separates the Solano Stroll very quickly from other events is really two major things. The first is that we have a large presence of nonprofit organizations, and we're very proud of that. They have the lowest rate to participate. And the greatest thing is that they broadcast their presence at our event to their constituents. So it's like free advertising, letting the entire Sierra Club email group and Facebook page know that the Sierra Club will be at the Solano Stroll on Sunday, September 13th. And it's that collective marketing that we rely on, particularly from the nonprofits, because they have such robust databases that they broadcast to. So it's the nonprofit's presence. The library issues more library cards that day. Nonprofits do a lot of fundraising. There's a component of that, but they're also just looking to spread word about their organization. They're looking for volunteers. They're looking for ideas. It's just amazing the synergy that occurs when these nonprofits participate and the public engages with them. The second thing that people don't realize is in terms of our entertainment, we go through great lengths to make sure that our entertainment is spot on and that it's professional and all these other things. We even make sure that they don't curse. But here's an interesting thing about the Stroll. No other festival or state fair or county fair can broadcast this. And that is 30% of the people that participate at the Stroll in terms of our entertainers are from schools. Now, if you are a middle schooler from a middle school band and you play the saxophone well, you'd be lucky if you are in the gymnasium one night for Parents' Night. And on Parents' Night, there's a good chance your grandparents can't come or whoever the case is because it's a Sunday night it's a Thursday night at 7 or whatever the case is. But here's an actual venue where high schoolers, the Black Pine Circle School Jazz Band, the Albany High School Dance Troupe, all of these schools participate in a way that is just so collaborative and give the students a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to perform to the actual general public at on a street level performance and that's huge. Berkeley High School Jazz Club, or the Jazz Ensemble, has almost a world-renowned reputation in terms of their jazz performances, and to have them at the Stroll is great. And to see the kids be able to participate. I'm sure that the parents are always quite upset because it's impossible to get in the park and find spots for their kids, but it all works out. And so this is just such a community event, and when we say it's a community event, we really mean it, and we have ways metrics that we demonstrate that makes us different from the other events that you see in town that are just really there, not in town, I shouldn't say that, just general events that you see that are just there as a commercial thing to make some money. And there's definitely a commercial a component to our festival, to be sure, but it's well disguised through a lot of different avenues. Again, I mentioned the two-way learning process. At this point, we're just going to go ahead and probably jump into this document. At some point, Todd, if you can do a count in this room, because that's usually when we do the count, that would be great. And without further ado, we will go into this document, unless anybody has anything to add, anything urgent or that kind of thing. Great. All right, so going to this guy. Now, I have a lot of pages because I printed mine out in very large font. So the printed versions may have different page numbers. So when you refer to page numbers to me, just keep in mind it may be a little bit different. Todd always teases me because I don't wear my reading
He's too
glasses.
vain to wear glasses, okay?
There he goes. There he goes. I knew it was coming.
Alan, how should people handle questions? Should they just ask why you're
Yeah,
talking?
with this size group, absolutely. If it was a much larger group, I think we'd hold off till the end. But this is much more intimate. We'll have time to do introductions and everything. This is great.
And might need to snap because again, it's a
Okay. So we talked about the stroll, the demographics, getting to know the local. So actually, I'm just kind of going over the table of contents here. I haven't looked at this in about a year. A brief introduction, we've already done that. Demographics and character, we'll actually talk about that. Items for your consideration, we'll talk about that. And then something that I say, which has an exception or two, which is any business can benefit from a crowd of 250,000 people. Which is a bold statement. Our gas station doesn't make any money the day of the stroll, but I recently found out that sometimes they do, so hey. So a brief introduction. The Solano Avenue Stroll, again, it's just, I'll try to go as fast as possible. Solano Avenue Stroll began in 1974 and is produced by the Solano Avenue Association. A group comprised of volunteers mostly who are business owners on or near Solano Avenue. An accurate count is hard to get, but we are told that the stroll attendance generally reaches 150,000 to 200,000 people. Technology is changing that. We're getting more accurate numbers these days, but that's where we stand. This free community event is a closed street festival that spans 26 blocks. It's a mile long. It's located in two cities, Albany and Berkeley. It begins with an opening ceremony that starts at 10 a.m. Vendors and entertainers are strategically located throughout the avenue. A lot of effort goes into placing booths in appropriate locations. The event features areas focused on different sorts of vendors such as crafters, theater and performance groups, political groups, and so on. An exciting selection of food is one of the biggest draws, and food booths, some put out by established restaurants, other from vendors or nonprofit, others are outside vendors or nonprofits, are distributed all over the avenue, and this is an alcohol-free event catering to families. So just very quickly, there's not much I can change on or touch on that, other than, so strategically placed throughout the avenue. We were, and I know that my board is probably wondering what happened to this, experimenting with the idea of having a pets area this year for the stroll. We have a very popular thrift shop on Solano Avenue that's owned by Berkeley Humane. A brilliant business model. Volunteer staff and free products that you're selling. Crazy. And every year at the stroll, they bring out the kitten mobile and just all kinds of stuff, and we thought, oh, we're going to get all the vendors, and then all of a sudden the bird people were like, no, we don't want to be near the other pets, and the other people were like, no, we like the same spot that we have, and just they kind of revolted on me, and I was like, okay, I backed it up. So typically we do have we have a mixture of areas, but it's also good to spread things out. I mean, especially if you compare it to a mall situation that has a food court versus everything else, it kind of, you go to one central place to look for food. We want people to look up and down the street for their food, and that's why we spread it all around, different types of food. We obviously don't want to have, a Mexican food vendor selling food in front of Cactus or Talavera or anything like that. And so it's a very difficult dance to dance, but we seem to do it well every year. Hi, welcome. So, demographics and character. The Solano Avenue Stroll is unique partly because the festival spans two separate cities, Albany and Berkeley, with differing demographics. Albany is primarily younger families with multiple children. Berkeley has, in the past, had a significant number of older/retired residents, but that demographic is also changing. Both communities are intelligent, community-minded, and politically savvy. Our data shows that approximately 80% of attendees come from Albany, Berkeley, and the neighboring El Cerrito. So a vast number of people come from the immediate area, mostly because they won't want to have to drive here. They want to walk and not worry about parking. The crowd is culturally diverse, but more importantly, people come to the stroll for many different reasons, and it's important to understand your potential customers. The crowd is... Many people come to the stroll for many different reasons, and it's important to understand your potential customers. Some people will be there to see a friend perform in a band or a dance troupe, or perhaps they're looking for an opportunity to volunteer for a community organization. We have almost 200 nonprofit organizations who participate in the event. Some come to the Solano Stroll to adopt, some people come to the Solano Stroll to adopt a pet, talk to a political candidate, get a great deal on a Subaru, or maybe they're just a teenager there to meet up with friends. People are there for all kinds of different reasons, and I had said that twice because it's really important to understand that. The people that are walking by are not there for you. It's just rough to hear that, but they're really not. And for the most part, they're trying to avoid you. I know I do, like if I'm at I should stop tapping on the microphone. I know like when I'm at something and a festival or a fair and just kind of doing my own thing, I really don't really want to engage with someone unless I engage with them. It's just, and I'm always hopeful that sometimes hopeful that I can avoid eye contact. Just like, oh, they're not looking. Okay, let's just kind of keep going. Maybe that's because I'm in a rush. Maybe it's because I'm not looking for a jacuzzi, whatever the case is. But there is a component to it where there's a struggle getting people's attention because they're automatically preset to avoid giving you their attention. I'd rather, most people are so buried in their phones these days like me, so. So what's the moral of that story? It's really important to catch people when you can catch them and close on them when you can close on them. Don't assume they'll come back, we'll talk about that later, but once they're there, assume you'll never see them again, and that's, again, we'll go into that in a minute. So what is certain is that not everyone is going to stop at your booth. In fact, a significant number of people walking by are not even going to stop for reasons ranging from being late to a performance, or perhaps they're meeting a friend or family member down the block. Perhaps they're rushing just to catch a shuttle bus or whatever the case is, maybe just the closest bathroom. This means that your success at the event, however measured, is a numbers game. Out of this crowd of 100,000 diverse individuals, your target and or sales goals should be realistic, and the following items should be carefully considered. Wow, that sounds so strong. Wow. So tips for success. What does success mean to you? So what is your goal that day exactly, right? What is your goal? And then stick to it. Avoid confusing the public with too many items. How are you going to convey your message and get visitors to remember it? So this is really important. I think especially with the food vendors who have these huge menus of things, and you maybe have a family of 4, so now you have to decide for 4 people, and this is a huge menu, and you're like, oh my gosh. I always just recommend it to restaurants or anybody serving food to have a vegetarian option, have a beef chicken option, and you're done. It covers most of the bases, pork, whatever the case is. But try to keep things simple. I've also seen many nonprofit organizations, when you walk up to their table, it's just this sea of pamphlets. And I get it. The Sierra Club, and I keep referring to them, I don't know why, I'm sorry, but the Sierra Club does a lot of stuff, right? They're all over the place, they're statewide, nationwide, I guess, right? Really? Yeah. Stamps, everything. And so you can imagine, like, every single one of their programs having a brochure. that shouldn't be what your goal is as an organization, just to overwhelm people, right? If your goal is to go for volunteers, get volunteers. If your goal is for something else, focus on that. Retail is a whole other story. You want to give people lots of choices, and then there you want to also have more expensive items, less expensive items. Same thing with the food, really. If you're a family of 4 these days, I won't talk about the economy, but we all know that paying $14 for $14 for a tray of noodles for a 9-year-old who's going to throw half of it out is really painful. So think about that as a food vendor. There are families out there, and they are also trying to be conscious about things. So what is your goal exactly? Stick to it. Avoid confusing the public with too many items. How are you going to convey your message and get visitors to remember it? So that's the part of keeping it simple. You want them to remember what it was that you were selling, or remember what it was that you were trying to convey, right? Remember the variable Bay Area weather. It rains at Solano Stroll about twice a decade, which means most years the weather is awesome. We do recommend a canopy, and most vendors use them. The average temperature is in the mid-70s, but without a canopy, that's a lot of sun. The day typically begins cool with fog that usually breaks to sunshine later. So anybody from around here knows this. This is usual September weather. So if you're selling lemonade, think about the morning when it's going to be overcast. You may want to switch to hot chocolate or something like that, or vice versa, or have those options available. The weather's just so weird. In the afternoon, it gets windy, sometimes significantly, and can become chilly. Food vendors may want to adjust their menus to serve warm beverages in the morning and later in the afternoon. Nonprofits, you're going to want to put out paperweights over your documents that you're distributing, because it does get very windy. And then please do keep in mind the varied weather, and it's according to the long-term marine forecast that cruise companies use, or whatever the case is. The weather looks good for our region in September, but you never know. This is a mile-long event with vendors on both sides. You may not see the same person twice, so close when you can. They may even come back to see you and just not remember where you are. It's that simple. That's why it's so important. Just close when you can, right? Maybe that means selling those earrings, or a hot dog, or signing up a volunteer for shore cleanup that day. Whatever it is, do it now. You cannot count on people being willing to come back to you, especially on a purchase, especially if you're selling something quite large. With larger or bulky items, an offer of free local delivery can make a huge difference. You may consider giving concessions when negotiating with someone who says they'll be right back. They usually won't be. So I'm going to slow that down a little bit. You may consider giving concessions when negotiating with someone who says that they'll be right back. They usually won't be. So what does that mean? I think the free pickup and delivery. We have a person that's coming that reupholsters chairs and plans on selling chairs. We've had people selling rocks, like big rock tables,
Big wooden things.
big wooden pieces of furniture,
Giraffe.
just all kinds of, the African arts kind of stuff. He delivers. Because again, 80% of the people are from around here. So why not just say, after anytime anybody's looking at anything large, we'll deliver it. We'll just take it up to your house. We'll be there by 9. You'll especially with large items. But that's part of the closer, right? Something that will just take that decision as they're looking at that giraffe, and they're like, thinking about, I don't know, how am I going to get this? We're going to walk around the festival. No, we'll just deliver it. Boom, done. Where's your credit card?
Or if you're one of our board members, you leave it with us for me to bring home.
Yes, there you go.
You offer that service.
No, I don't.
So when they say they'll be back, they usually won't be. I think most people will recognize that. And not because of any malicious reasons. Like I said, they may not find you, the plans change, whatever. So the average festival guest is money conscious. People who attend the event are not necessarily expecting bargains, but they're wary of paying too much because it's a special event. Keep this in mind when pricing your goods, and consider offering something less expensive for the younger crowd, things like earrings for that teenager on a budget, or a student discount at the food booth, or something else creative. We definitely, as event organizers, do not want the reputation of being too expensive to attend, especially to the locals. So we try our best. That's why we don't raise rates as often as we can. We try our best to make sure that rates are Participation rates are low. It hurt us to charge the $68 per space this year. I think a corn dog at the event is already $17. We're trying to. Hey, they're gourmet. They're gourmet. They're very good. They're a foot long. Hey, they are hand dipped. You know, they're hand dipped.
They're about this big.
Yeah, they are, and they have hot.
Make sure he's new.
And they have a hot link option. All right. So a crowd attracts a crowd, and an empty area is not attractive. Keep traffic as high as possible at your booth. It's important to have something at your booth that attracts attention and entices people to stop. If you aren't selling eye-catching merchandise, get creative. Some ideas include having the Sunday football game on on a TV that everyone can see, or having a bowl of colorful candy to attract the kids, who will of course drag their parents over for that free piece of candy. Perhaps you should have something for the little ones to do while you talk business with the adults. I can't believe, and I'm sure this happens at your booth, Todd, where the little ones are like, let's go, let's go. It's like, no, let's give them something to do. We've got some decisions to make here. Keep some coloring books and cold water bottles on hand. Perhaps invest in a cold water dispenser that everyone will see, and encourage the public to stop and fill it up. This is environmentally conscious, of course, and then keep people comfortable, and they'll stay longer. So, even the misting things if you can, or just making sure you have a canopy for that shade, or whatever the case is. There are considerable psychological reasons why you want to make sure your booth has traffic at all times, even if it's one of your own people standing in front of your booth, looking in. This is we're going to talk about this for a little bit. The best booths offer something interactive and eye-catching, with people staffing the booth who are attentive and engaged. On the other hand of the spectrum, where there are booths that feature a plain table with some flyers and a person sitting in the back looking at their phone. So it's just a matter of staying engaged. My latest example of this situation is this. I was in Chinatown with my family over the summer, and there was this arcade thing that was a combination of, there was like, you can go and play and pick up a mystery bag, and they had regular games and etc. And it was pretty much just barren for most of the time. I was across the street observing this, just watching it. And then, as you could see, maybe 2 people would stop. And then next thing you know, everybody else would stop. And then as soon as everybody goes away, it would just be barren. So people have a tendency to collect with other people. If there's nothing there, they will just walk by. If there are people there looking, they will stop. Who has figured this out? Nightclubs. You can't see inside. Most of them don't want you to hear inside. They don't want to disturb the neighbors. And so nightclubs are these little hidden things. But then they make you wait outside, even if there's tons of space inside. They want you to wait outside so everybody can see that line, and so it must be interesting, and all the cabs stop, and that's how it works. It's just how it works. If there's people at your booth, more people will stop. If there's nobody at your booth and no reason to stop, people will just walk on by. It's just the weirdest thing. So even if it's just you outside, straightening out things, looking at stuff, just whatever the case is, having someone out front, it's really important. I know that a lot of people have a tendency to sit in the back and be on their phones and take care of some business stuff. But the reality is our event's 10 to 5. You should be able to stay engaged for that length of time. I know that it's not a county fair situation where it's like 9 to 11 or whatever those things run these days. It's a pretty short event, so you should be able to knock it out. If you do get on your phone, just walk behind your canopy too. You don't necessarily have to be on your phone in your space either, right? Just walk away. I know that if you're working alone, that may be challenging, but no one wants to stand there while you wrap up a phone call, right? While they have a question for you. So just kind of keep those things in mind, and we will have time to open it up for Q&A. And it looks like we're going pretty far into this, and that's probably the biggest subject that people circle back to, is the having traffic at your booth and things that you can do. So any business can benefit from a crowd of a quarter million people. You may not have a take-it-home-now item for sale, and you may want to target clients for the future. A florist, for example. Flowers may not sell at the Solano Stroll. They're too fragile to carry around, the car is too far away, or too hot to store them. But we recommend the flower shops on Solano put out a beautiful display that will attract attention and hand out, with a smile, coupons good for perhaps 20% off special event flowers for graduations, or perhaps a coupon offering a discount for the next 30 days. Have people enter a drawing, again generating traffic at your booth for a free bouquet delivered. Hold a Flowers 101 class every hour if you want to. The Solano Avenue Stroll will give back what you put into it. So the more you put into this event, we tell the businesses this, we try to reinforce this to the businesses as much as we can, that it will give you what you put into it. If you close your business, guess what? It's not going to do much for you. But if you engage with future customers, that things might work out for you. And when I say engage, I mean don't try to sell them anything. Don't necessarily. I mean, if you're a restaurant, you have a sale component. But I'm sure when you walk into a real estate agency or even a car lot, they at least try to butter you up with some simple conversation like, "Hi, how are you? What's your name?" Like that kind of thing. So always engage. Do not ignore the power of coupons. Print a discount postcard nice enough for people to actually put on their fridge, with a discount significant enough to keep it there. So everybody remembers the Bed Bath & Beyond coupons. 20% was a lot back in those days. That you'd keep it on your fridge and you would use it. It was a pretty effective marketing tool for those of you that remember the Bed Bath & Beyond coupons. Distribute coupons good on a birthday. Or a 2-for-1, good during downtime for your business. Like a lot of the restaurants on Solano will have specials during their slower seasons. There's not many slow seasons these days, it seems like. Invest in your coupon. It projects your image. So most photocopied flyers just end up on the street or in the trash, and you don't want your company associated with litter. So if you are going to do a coupon, do a decent job at it, and then make it significant. I mean, 10% sales tax, 15%. I think you have to begin at 20 these days to get people's attention. Be inventive. Ask a friend if your booth plan sounds appealing, or if your giveaway is worth stopping for. A considerable number of freebies end up in the trash at the end of the day. So maybe you want people to earn or win their freebie, so they're more likely to keep it. Waste management does a great job at that. They ask you a little recycling question, and next thing you know, you're walking away with a waste management bag, and you're less likely to throw it out because you've earned it. Have a closer, something that will tip the scale on that purchase to make it happen. Suggestions include covering the sales tax or including an additional item. If it's a gift item, you can remind the potential buyer that there may be birthdays or anniversaries coming up. It may not be for you, but anybody has his birthday coming soon, like that kind of stuff. You can promote yourself now and you set yourself up for the future, whether you're selling flowers or mortgages. Though in some cases you will not have customers on the day of the Solano Stroll, but that does not mean you should ignore the potential for marketing your product or service for the future to a crowd of 250,000 Avenue guests. I don't call them customers, I call them guests. An event like this is a great way to expand your email list or social media connections. I mean, everybody's going to be doing the same thing. Offer something while folks sign up to your newsletter or connect to your account, maybe a sticker. If you don't want to buy a lot of inexpensive stuff to give away, have people connect with you in an exchange for being entered into a drawing or a larger prize. If you don't want to deal with transcribing handwritten email addresses, display a QR code to make it easy for folks to connect directly online. That holds true to a lot of things. Don't ever expect anybody's handwriting to be legible. So if you're collecting any sort of data from anybody, try to have it in such a way that they can email it to you, text you, or enter it into an iPad or something. But I's and J's and L's are just impossible to see the difference in. Wow. Okay, the sad part. Unfortunately, at a busy event, there's the risk of shoplifting and the use of counterfeit cash. So if you are selling items that are easily carried or concealed, be sure that the more expensive items are not displayed right in the front of your booth. People staffing the booth need to be attentive. If you need to leave your booth for a few minutes to use the restroom or for any reason, just call the association phone number and we'll have a block captain or a neighbor hang out with you while you go take care of business or get some tissue or whatever the case is. Food vendors. Are there any food vendors here? Just out of curiosity. So we can skip the whole food vendor thing. We're going to skip the whole food vendor thing. Cool. Well, if you're selling food, make it reasonable. Solano Avenue's food vendors. Let let that go, contact the association. Wow, so that is the end of this document. Incredible, that was amazing. So there's a lot of takeaways from this, and we're going to open it up for questions. And again, this is a two-way conversation. I'm learning from you folks who have probably far more festival experience than I do. I have experience with this one festival, but it's on public property, not private property. It's one day, not 2 days. And so I'm looking for more experience from you, just as hopefully as you're looking for experience from us. My board, do they have any questions? Todd, Jennifer, would you like to add?
I was curious who's in the room. Are there nonprofits here?
So let's do that. We have plenty of time to do that. Let's actually go around the room. We're curious to know what type of organization you are. I'm also curious to know how far you came in from tonight. I think we had somebody drive in from Sacramento last year. So I'm just kind of curious about that.
I'm about a block and a half.
Yeah, well, you know. Great. So, questions? Oh, sorry, no, we're going to do the introductions. I guess we can just start. Not to throw you under the bus, I'll give you a couple seconds. You okay? Are you on? Okay. We're going to start this way, just row by row, and then we'll do the question stuff.
I'm a nonprofit, herd and flock animal sanctuary. We rescue farmed animals. We're hoping to get, not only spread the word about us, but get volunteers. People are interested in coming to do tours for our sanctuary. We're in Vacaville, so we're about 45 minutes from here. And donations would be great as well if we can get those, but mostly just want, we may bring one of our animals we'll see to attract interest. And we're also gonna have a petition opposing cockfighting, which is, there's a proposed bill in the state legislature right now on that.
See, very simple ask, right? A couple of them.
My name's Maria, and I do tie-dye clothing, not your traditional. A lot of it's very different. And I live in Concord, but I was born in San Francisco and grew up primarily in El Sobrante, so I'm local.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm Troy Henson. I'm supporting John Destin for City Council. But yeah, I came here from Atlanta, Georgia, so good distance away.
So you're probably going to win the distance award.
That's
here
right.
tonight. We'll go around the.
You know, I might, if I can step in here, I think they're really valuable. I like the way you said what we're looking for at the stroll is. So if you can think about what you're looking for, email sign up.
Yeah,
I think
that's a
that might
great
be really
idea.
valuable. At least you're thinking about it, at least. I'm sorry.
Oh,
my name is Décio Shimura. We're new business on Solano Avenue. We're opening a pet hospital. If you happen to know, it used to be a BCA hospital. We're looking to create a list of potential clients because we're going to open probably around December. We're still in construction mode.
I'm bringing my dog to you. Is he sick right now, or? No, he doesn't like his current vet.
Her dog's not sick physically. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Amy. I have my own art studio. So my art studio maybe offer different type of art classes, including like painting, drawing, ceramics, and fashion design.
Wow,
Cool. I'm.
Oh wait, hold on. What do you want from this role?
Oh yeah, so maybe recruit more students. Yeah.
Email addresses or, yeah.
Where is your school? Is it a physical?
So like I have 2 locations, one in Albany and another one in Kensington.
Okay. Cool. So you need more students.
I'm Maureen. I'm here with my colleague Nadine. And our organization is the Saya Sangha, which is a women's meditation community. It's about 5 years old, and people don't really know very much about us because we started the month that COVID hit. And so we got a little bit of a slow start. So we're looking for people to sign up for our newsletter and come to our events and just know who we are. So,
Cool.
Thank you.
Exposure. Yay.
Oh, and do you want to say where you came from?
Oh, I came from Richmond.
Okay. Cool. That's Georgia.
I am Lolis. We also both are coming from East Bay Center for the Performing Arts.
Ooh.
And we have 3 groups that are performing, so we're looking to make sure our groups get more exposure. And I love Solano Stroll, so I want them to be a part of this. I have questions about the music portion, but I don't know if there's a different meeting or.
No, you can, or we can talk about it after.
Okay.
But we'll see how many musicians are in.
My name is Claudio. I'm from Mexico, Veracruz. I'm director of the Mexican Music and Song in East Bay Center for the Performing Arts.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm Tom Waters. I'm an artist and painter, and watercolors and acrylics are my medium, and I'm looking to sell some paintings.
How big are they? Typically?
I have all sizes. I have most of my watercolors and my prints are 11 by 14, so they're very frameable. My acrylics are a little bit larger, but when I come to art fair, usually as big as I show are 16 by 20. But I was one of the things I picked up from your say speech.
Right. Yeah.
Was I realized that I'm going to make a nice big colorful sign to put up either in front or in back of my booth to get people to look at it. And I know I got a painting that I don't like, and I'm going to paint my name on it.
There you go. Don't remember that. It'll be a selfie opportunity.
Yes, and I remember people's eyes are going up and down like on the street. So having a lot of visuals, a lot of like something to draw, catch that attention, stuff. Because when you have people, say you have a sign on your table or something, and everybody's gathered up in front of your table, nobody else is going to see the sign.
They're blocking everything.
So you want to make sure you got some stuff at different height levels.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to go into this assuming you're going to have people in front of your table.
Yes, sir.
Right? I mean, let's go into it with some confidence here. So your signage does have to be, and like, what was this, the colorful pinwheel things that were happening last year?
Oh, yeah.
Sir, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, hi, my name is Matthew, and I'm the president of an all-volunteer nonprofit called Build a School in Africa. Since
awesome.
2008, we've built 37 schools in Mali, West Africa. We've got 2 under construction right now. And historically, we raised a lot of money through like high schoolers doing car washes and bake sales and can drives. That's really dropped off since COVID. And so I'm seeing this as like a friends raiser. And I've never done anything like this before. So, thankful for all the tips.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I own a design build studio called
awesome.
Sarah Design. We design interior and exterior spaces. So what I'm hoping, and I raise my kids in Albany. And so the Solano Stroll holds deep meaning for me. So being able to participate as a potential, as a vendor, though I'm not really selling anything except for what I want to do is get in front of 250 people, 1,000 people, and see if I can like secure more clients, improve, I don't know, just get more clients basically. So I'm really interested in creating a space because I'm not selling anything except for a potential future service. How can I get people interested in wanting to come in? So I'm really curious about how I can make my space feel interactive, enticing, multi-sensory, and memorable maybe, so that I can get people to sign up for a future consultation or anything else like that. So it's sort of nebulous for me, and I'm not sure what I want. I just want to get my brand out, to get my name out. I'm rebranding my entire business too. So.
Did you email the association asking if it's okay to put up a temporary structure? And I said,
Yes.
let's pretend like we didn't have this conversation.
Well, my assistant Ruby did.
Okay,
My
all right.
assistant Ruby. And that brings me to a question that I have. Maybe, can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
So we're under the 10 by 10 structure, 10, right? But how much real estate do we have in front? How much can I get outside of that 10 by 10?
Well, you really can't go past it. So what do you mean by?
So like the threshold between the stroll and people coming into and under the tent.
Can we have
I think
anything
So
outside of the
Stroll
tent,
will
like, you know?
Build the street.
It will fill the street.
Yeah.
So it's directly under the 10 by 10,
Yeah.
not like a little bit here or there.
It can't be there,
But there'll
can't
be
be
plenty.
anything.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you want a little bit of extra space in front of your
Yeah.
canopy, I mean, it's kind of up to you to design it in such a way that as the crowd is going down the street, they won't. I mean, typically they won't walk right in front of tents. I mean, I know I won't, just
Yeah,
because there's so much activity. So they'll
Exactly.
give it some berth, especially if they have a pet. I'm not sure if that.
Well,
Alan,
do you
why
mean, can
don't
you
you-
stand in front of the tent a little bit and
Yeah.
encourage people?
Oh yeah,
So
that would
yes,
be.
you can stand in front of the
Yeah.
tent.
Yeah. Or you.
They were thinking you were trying to encroach out a little bit more with some of your stuff, and it's
Yeah.
completely open to stand in front of the tent and encourage people to get in and all that stuff.
And there'll be
But
plenty
you
of
can't
room
have
for that.
anything outside of the tent.
You
No,
can't have like
no.
a pot.
Not really, mostly because of ADA reasons. I mean, we have a lot of people that are
But
different.
you can have it inside the tent or at the edge of the post.
Got it.
When
That's-
people do it, they
that's
put it right at the post.
Exactly.
The other thing I would say is you can have an 8x8 tent, so you have more room. You have 10x10, it doesn't have to be a canopy.
That's a really good point.
So you could build a temporary structure as long as you take it down in an hour.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
My thing was just wind resilience and a couple of others.
Well,
I know, I've been thinking, I've been thinking about that actually, so.
Yeah, we could talk later
But
about it.
you could use a tall, smaller tent and then create a space.
That's actually a really good idea.
And,
But-
and the other thing that's very popular, especially for something like you do, is any type of giveaways or stuff like that. That'll get people there. And understand, I had my business and I ran the booth before I started running the Stroll with Alan and these guys. I always had my booth, and it was mortgage and real estate, so it didn't attract a lot of people. So I found a way to get people to come see.
He gave away money, which is cheap.
Believe it or not, the money
It was
didn't work.
massages.
No, the money didn't work, but I did free chair massages.
Free
and
chair
I would get
massage.
a lot.
Not Jason, but a real masseuse.
I put out a couch and chairs under mine, and people would sign up and line up, and I turned every flyer I had towards them. Nothing was pointed out towards the stroll.
So, and then again, this is feel free, and anybody here to chime in. My initial thoughts are, if it's hot, I love the multi-sensory thing. If it's hot, I would definitely do some misters, create like an indoor, what does Disney do to get people into that bird thing? I forget what your name is. The
Seats.
tiki room,
Chairs.
right? All it is air conditioning and bad birds, and they just want to, so.
For yourself where the birds sting words.
Don't-
Yeah.
And the plants talk.
Don't talk about my childhood like that.
Yeah.
Not only that.
It was the
that's
pineapple.
sponsored by
It's
Dole.
the
It was the pineapple
it's the
smoothie
Dole
thing.
Whip. It's the Dole
But
Whip.
yeah, think about that. If it is hot, a little cooling sanctuary. If it's cool, a warming sanctuary.
Of course, you need to know that ahead of time.
Yeah.
Looks like it's
Well,
gonna be
a week out.
hot.
You
Shoots
kinda
for the
know.
hot.
A week out. You
But Alan, I was also gonna mention
doesn't matter
how
what
we had
happens,
the
it's gonna
video
start cold.
TV service,
just
we
is.
had the little
That's
car that you would.
Well, no, back when I had my TV repair shop, I had the top open of like VCRs and DVD players, and I also have the football game on constantly. So
Yeah,
it's,
that's a good idea.
So people obviously have generators.
So these days, they're not really using gas generators. They're
Right.
using those battery generators that work
They're quite
really,
good.
really well. Like the technology is incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet. It's quiet.
No, we don't want a gas generator, that gas.
Definitely not. And then we actually don't really endorse them unless you're a food vendor, mostly because of the impact of nearby vendors. So just because you like your generator. So. And I know that we've been totally just kind of took a break.
I am here with the hat of Grub Company on today, real estate. So we are going to have a booth down in the lower part of Solano, and we are actually going to stage a shaded relaxation station.
Ooh, I love that.
And our hope is, and what we'd like to get out of it is just talking to people about any open houses that we have that afternoon, in case they leave here and want to go to an open house, buy a house, you know. And also just get the name out, and also, I mean, we're gonna have a lot of volunteer agents that are there meeting people, and so it's a chance for them to also make some connections.
Love that idea.
What? glad I announced our sponsors earlier. That's good. That's good.
I wanna be a block captain in their section, so I can sit there.
Okay. And then we'll see if we hear it in this presentation, and then I'll give away Jennifer's idea when we're done. So well, I guess we're going this way. So, oh yeah, there we go. Go ahead. Yeah, got it.
I'm Nancy Johnson. I have a small company, small business, Nancy Bay Designs. I'm an artist. I'm at a couple of galleries right now showing paintings and jewelry. I only submitted jewelry for this show. And I do upcycling, I draw on bamboo, pots, bowls, sketch, and I make ethnic jewelry, so that's what I'll be showing here. And my son performed here. If you were here previous years and you saw the Oakland Interfaith Gospel Choir, he's the drummer.
Nice.
The drummer. So he's with Terrence Kelly, and for some reason I wasn't feeling good last year. My husband came, my son was here, but I had to miss it. But I always heard about it, and this time it was like, let me submit, and I got accepted, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You know, they always perform at the Paramount for Christmas. But
And you don't have to bring just jewelry. If you have other things you think are interesting, feel free. Based on the fact that you're looking at most of the board who offered to let you in.
Oh, okay. Someone asked me that, and just before I came, and I said, well, I don't wanna push it, because I only submitted jewelry.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you go to my website.
The
you can
exception
see.
is like 3 people missing. This is the people who let you in.
All right, well, that opens things up, but I'm still gonna keep it simple. Cause, you know, it's not easy transporting all this stuff.
Right.
So, and this is a test to expand my customer base.
Nice. Love it.
Thank you.
I'm Caitlin Ball. I'm supporting 2 different booths. My son and nephew are having a booth. They're crocheting little animals. So that'll be fun. And I'm also supporting a nonprofit, Justice at Last, and they law firm for anti-trafficking. They haven't done the stroll before, and I know, this administration, they've lost a ton of money in grant, but I don't know, I'm trying to figure out, is this a good place to try to get donations, or is it better to just get email addresses and volunteers and that kind of thing?
Ask for the world and get a city.
Yeah, I think
Ask for the world
I
and
think
get a
this is
city.
good for both.
Yes.
This would be a good atmosphere for both.
And a great area for it.
Yeah.
I would focus on email, and then put them into the,
Get them in the
the
system.
funnel, and, yeah.
If I could add something, doing a QR code that just links up, so that you're not really doing the ask, you're asking for the emails, but you have a QR code that says, if you'd like to donate.
Yeah.
That way you can
Get something, get both. That's a good idea. For
Awesome.
nonprofits, do they often do like little candy to draw people?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just nothing with that sort of thing. Also, in terms of the donation stuff, it's not necessary, but it's always nice to have a specific thing.
Yeah.
Saving the clock tower. A specific,
Save the stroll.
a specific kind, specific school project in your case that they're, poised to open, and all we need is this much more, and we can do these 2 schools, like a very specific goal.
Particular program.
Okay. So it's like
Better
a
than
kind of a
support
certain
this
act.
organization, you can
Yeah.
say, help us do this.
Yeah.
Send a kid to camp. That's the Y program that's very popular. Send a kid to camp program, right? It doesn't support the Y or anything. It's just send a kid to camp. Oh wait.
Yeah, but maybe there could be, it could be like donate this much to,
Save a child.
or no, like the lawyer fees to get somebody.
Yeah, there you go. Help someone, who
Offset
can't.
legal fees.
Yes.
Offset legal fees,
Maybe
yeah.
a graphic that says what each amount of money.
Something specific,
Take the
yeah.
city for.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, list the cost.
Story of somebody.
Yeah, the cost.
List wide cost.
Okay.
Sometimes the goal. I know PTAs love that. Our goal is.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, they love that. Right, very tangible. Do you feel like your comments are complete? Is it okay if we move on?
Yeah, I feel
Okay,
like
cool.
everybody.
Go right ahead.
I'm Hanukkah from Coast Bay. I represent a nonprofit organization called Voices of Music. And we have offered after-school music programs in Albany for 20 years. When the Y came into the schools, they took over the schools and we were displaced. And we actually teach our classes just one building over, which is connected to the community center here. But it's harder to get the kids there. And it's harder to get the schools to send out the information to the kids to come to our music classes. Sometimes they don't get the information till like a month later. So we have the support from the Unified School District and we have the support from the schools, but somehow there is some problem getting kids to sign up for the school. So we figured, well, let's go to the Solano Stroll and see if we can get some families interested to come to our music programs. And we also offer professional concerts in Berkeley. But the main reason is for our education program to go.
Are you connected with the library at all?
We were, and we taught there for several years, but we were pushed out of that too.
Oh, really? Interesting.
But we love the people here because they have the building next over, which was perfect for our programs.
So are your classes fun?
I
mean,
so.
aside from the music component of it, do you do other activities that would encourage people to just tell their friend, like, hey, I had a great time at this music class?
Well, I think over the past 10 years, we just haven't been able to reach the other families. I think they don't know about our programs.
That's why you're gonna have to use the kids themselves
Exactly. And we'll have some kids play, and of course. But yeah, no, the families who have been involved love the program. We just are seeing a decline, and it worries.
Yeah.
I'm actually representing another early music.
Okay.
So I'm representing the San Francisco Early Music Society, as well as the Berkeley Youth Choir, which is a new project of the society. And on one side, kind of just advertising a new concert season. The society does like concert seasons as well as workshops and other educational programs, and works with a ton of different music groups as a fiscal sponsor. But the youth choir is looking brand new, just started almost a year ago, and we're looking for more kids. So sign-ups for the youth choir and just probably emails on the newsletter for the society.
Cool.
Hi, my name is April Taylor. I'm the Associate Director of Communications and Community Relations for Stroll Anderson Dance Center, located in the Elmwood at College in Alcatraz for the past 68 years.
Wow.
And we've been in and out of the Stroll community for the better part of most of my tenure at the studio, which is on and off for about 15 years. Back again, really excited. The big announcement from us, which I'm excited to share with all of you, is the Stroll Anderson Dance Center will take over a downtown space starting in a couple of weeks with youth and adult classes in dance and all different styles at the former Bay Area Children's Theater space at 2205 Center Street. It will be the culmination of a 25-year dream of one of our founders, Frank Shaw, who wanted to bring a dance theater venue to the downtown area. So a big part of my job at the Stroll will be announcing that as an expansion, not only for adult and youth classes, but for rentals and 120-seat black box, fully functioning theater space. So it's very exciting. What was that?
Will you be keeping the original space?
Of course. We will never lose our home for dance. It's an expansion where we will have SADC Elmwood and SADC Downtown. So it's an exciting time. And often what I do is I use a QR code, and if folks will give me an email, I have a coupon for a free class. And then I do have a lot of stickers that I give away. So please say hello and check out the theater space coming your way in early 2027. If any of you performing groups need a new venue, we are taking bookings.
And it's my understanding when you do a free class that the conversion rate's pretty high. Like once they try it, if they're capable, they'll commit to it.
I think for me, it's just about numbers and just making sure that people know that dance classes aren't just for kids. Because we teach children as young as 18 months to 2 years, and some of our most senior students are well into their 70s and even early 80s. It is a true intergenerational home for dance. And if anybody wants to try a free class, I'll give you a code tonight.
Oh, wow. Good job.
I'm Eric, and this is Gina. We are volunteers at University of California's Berkeley's radio station, KALX-FM. And, our goal is to, bring more awareness of the station to people that don't know we are there. And also, we have a new app that we're going to be launching, and we are hoping to bring awareness to that. And as far as keeping a crowd in front of our booth, this is going to be our 3rd year. I built 2 very large prize wheels that look like a turntable.
Oh, wow.
And, to get the swag, you have to spin the wheel. We don't just hand out swag. We're making people earn it or win it by spinning the wheel.
Right.
Then they walk away with some branded merchandise.
And this year we're gonna have
wheels.
We're gonna
They
have
do.
How do you buy a wheel?
On Amazon.
Yeah.
Hire an artist to make them for you.
Yeah, the one you buy on Amazon won't look like it.
No, it won't.
So this year we're gonna have Wheel 3.0 to make it a little bit more stable. And last year it was super stable, but it's 50 pounds, because it's another 2x4s. 2x8! Oh my gosh, no wonder it's so heavy. So this year we're gonna have another one that's really robust, a little lighter hopefully. And we always position someone out in front to be the helper if we've got young people.
Yeah.
Of course, they're might be shy. And we also talk to their parents about the radio station.
Right.
And we also have a drawing. So we've got the wheel spinning at one end, and then we've got a drawing for a grand prize, which of course is gonna be a boombox. And then we also have other prizes of t-shirts. And need not be present to win, but we usually draw a crowd at the point when we're gonna be pulling the names, which is really sweet.
So we can bring them back at 4 o'clock when we draw the names.
Wow.
You could have hourly drawings and.
We've only been approved for 3 t-shirts and 1 boombox, so we can.
Give you smaller prizes.
Yeah, next year maybe.
Now, do you stream online as well, the simulcast?
We don't simulcast from the Stroll.
Okay.
But we're.
No, I mean, but you can listen to the radio station
Yes.
anywhere on planet Earth.
And our new app will.
Yeah, so definitely broadcast that, right,
It's
for
gonna be
sure.
launched, like a week or 2 before the Stroll, so like really soon. And our GM really wants us to push it.
And I take it you guys are running advertisements for the Stroll.
We definitely do a Stroll push on our Alex social media, the website, and I usually make that under my DJ persona, because why not, right?
And we've produced a spot that plays on the station as well.
For 2 weeks prior.
Telling people to come visit us, find us at the Stroll.
That's exactly what we hope for.
Are we doing is anyone else doing like a live Instagram, like Instagramming from the Stroll? Anybody else?
I love it.
People do.
There are definitely people.
Yeah,
that
people
plan
do.
on it.
Okay.
And we do have people who come through,
Karen does it too, right?
multiple people with,
She's out there in the stroll.
they'll come,
She is.
what are those things, they've got the little
Sticks.
sticks and everything. You'll see some social media people come through, but, if you could do your own as well.
Yeah. Well, you guys had sent out the flyer and stuff like that. A lot of people didn't know it was the 50th, so that's kind of a big deal.
And shirts will be for sale. So,
Hi, my name is Ananya. I am an artist and henna artist. And fun fact, I've been going to the Solano Stroll for the last, I think, 13 years. And when I was in high school, I played in the Berkeley High Jazz Band.
I'm glad I mentioned
First
them.
year that I'm actually selling
very well at.
That's what I've heard.
Congratulations.
What block are you gonna be on?
I forget, but it's on Peralta, like right on Peralta. Yeah.
Yeah, cause we only allow a certain amount of,
3.
yeah, so.
Try to limit
Congratulations.
everything. 3.
3 what?
Any type of vendor. Kettle corn, henna.
Oh, okay.
I got a question, just since we're running out of time.
Yeah, no, we're gonna
well,
wrap
I'm
up.
curious to hear people's experience about, I was thinking about like bringing out like a laptop or a tablet to show like short videos and photos and stuff. Does that work well?
So it depends on which side of the street you are and the azimuth of the sun.
Okay.
You know, because screens can be hard to see, but I mean, if you have a canopy and you do it right, it shouldn't be that difficult. They all get to
And
be
there are
pretty
people
bright.
who will look up, like, put a small television with a screen, and it does get people's attention. People stop to see what's happening.
And what's your,
Is there access to electricity?
No.
if there is, you would know by now.
Make sure
Which organization? We do.
Oh, the Build a School? I just have like millions of photos of our schools, and we got
Yeah.
little videos.
I mean, I think you could have a video, but I think printed photos are gonna be, people can see it as a walking.
Right.
It's a bit of a commitment for somebody to stop and look at the slideshow, right? Whereas,
Right.
so I wouldn't rely on that as your primary.
Yeah, more just to like catch people's eye.
Yeah.
And then the piece of advice I got was to like use an easel, but I'm thinking that's gonna blow over.
Well, yeah.
With a-
Sandbags are your friend.
Yeah.
So you could, I mean, in lieu of a laptop, if you're just talking about images, right?
Yeah.
In theory, if you put all the images on a USB drive and then put that USB drive in a modern day smart TV, let's say a 35-inch TV, not only would your screen be bigger, but it's also going to be less desirable to theft versus having your laptop.
But how would that be powered?
You need
You would definitely need one of the batteries, but the TVs these days draw almost nothing. So you can have one last a long time off of one
And I
of
don't
those
need to disagree with
batteries.
Todd, I just know when I walk around Comic-Con, when there's a screen going, that's when I stop.
Yeah. What are they showing?
You're not normal.
All right, we have a question up here. Go right ahead.
So I know it's 10 to 5, so I have no idea about the setup. So how does that work? Like, what's the earliest that?
So the earliest you can set up is 7 a.m. We do not have legal permission to be on the street before 7 a.m. And the earlier you set up, the better.
And watch for the entry point.
Say again?
There'll be certain entry points.
Okay.
Did
Is
everybody
that,
hear that?
Oh, how do we know?
Yeah.
is that on the map that was?
The entry points were in the update 2 email that we just recently sent out, but you'll be well aware of the entry points.
I
You'll be
cannot tell you how many times I hear him go, didn't I just send out that email? Nobody reads. People, he has sent out so much information, so
No, I've been
please do
through-
open your emails, read those emails.
And a couple of years ago, I was behind it and saw it happen. You don't want to be the one who turns the corner and hits the barricades.
Oh, no.
And
That's
so,
in the
and so
dark.
we can unload, and then, and we're
So, yeah,
looking for
get on the
parking,
street.
which is
I would
wherever we
highly
find it after.
recommend coming in as early as you can, dropping your stuff in your space.
7 o'clock.
And moving your car and parking it in a legal parking spot. Watch for driveways. People get really mad when you park in their driveways. And then also in the end, going out, is we don't care so much that you're still packing up as long as you're on the sidewalk, but we have to open up that public right away. So we have to open up the street. So imagine your booth is here on the street, you know, it's time to go, we'll announce it, you know, or, you know, pay attention to the time, but take your belongings, bring it up onto the sidewalk, keep in mind ADA compliance, but bring your items up on the sidewalk, then pack them up and get out of there. But we're trying to clear the street as quickly as possible.
Now, you sound like the police that night.
I do.
They are rough.
And there's no music, 'cause I know there's gonna be music all around, but
There's
there's no
music.
music in your booth, right? You don't.
Typically not, yeah.
You can have like a quiet little like something, but as long as you're not competing against bands or something. I think we had a question from.
I was just gonna share, I sell an art on the square in Redwood City. And the first time I did it, I thought, oh, this woman is gonna drive me absolutely insane. She'd send out an email and it would be highlighted in yellow and pink and purple and green. You know, and I'm like, oh my God, do I wanna do this? But she did it because of what she was saying. Yes, read the email, figure out where the entry points are. Get in there, unload, park your car and come back.
And I can say I do the same thing. I get about 500 emails a day, which is why I got 27,000 unread.
Hello?
Yeah.
My question is, have you sent out the email for booth locations yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
And depending on when you registered, when did you you should have received something by now, for sure.
I received it early, I registered early, but I haven't seen anything.
We'll take a look at it later. But yeah, there's definitely a wave of updates that come out. And then what also, this was actually recommended by a vendor a long time ago. We number our updates, so probably be only 4 before the actual event, where I think we're up to 2 now. And then we always include the lower update. So update 2 will have update 1 below it, and you can kind of catch up. And then update 3 will have 2 and 1 below it. And so we try to stack them so you're not really missing anything. And we try to be concise because getting people's attention these days is impossible. I think you first. Go ahead.
Yeah, just music-wise. So I try to get on the website. It's not that easy to find besides where you are. So from our nonprofit, 3 different groups are going. So for us to inform the families, to encourage them to come and stay, we need to know like time. What time are they performing so that we can give them a call time. So I don't know if you have anything that says like what time.
No, it's all on the website on the master list because it'll say your group's name, your address, and then at this time and that time.
It does say the time.
And then when we confirm with your organization and give you your pay rate, it should also have the time there as well. But I'll just go over with you. I have the maps so we can look at
And then
everything.
I wanted, if there's any way to encourage the performers and families to get some kind of wristband for like extra discounts, or I don't know if that's a possibility. Just putting it out there, something to think about to encourage them to stay.
Yeah, interesting. We'll have to put a pin in that one
Yes.
right now, just for that. But that is an interesting thing. You first, and then you next. Sorry, we're gonna go sweep left to right. Go ahead.
I'm thinking
Everyone goes first.
Something that went wrong last year with a neighboring booth. 10 by 10, we all know 10 by 10 is what we get.
Right.
Someone showed up in our line with a 12 by 12.
Yeah,
And
which throws off everybody.
we really were very diplomatic about it, but everybody was like, you know, and we were on the end, and we kind of just said, okay, everybody, let's all do this, and we orchestrated a fix.
Yeah.
But if that happens again, is there anything that we should have done, like called the authorities?
So you definitely call our association. On the morning of the event, or all day really, they have people with yellow vests.
Okay.
Even though they may be a 15-year-old that doesn't know what they're doing, they at least have a walkie-talkie that can get someone that does.
So there's gonna be someone like every street or every other
We
street?
can generally help.
Yeah, because one year, shame on them, but next year, if they do it again.
And it's part of, it's really our block captain's responsibility to, as people are setting up, to be looking at the maps and recognize, oh wow, this is gonna be a problem.
Now, were you at a chalk mark station?
Oh, yeah.
That's like where we were chalked. So we only chalk a certain amount of the street when it has like Safeway has the big long address. And early.
And there's no reference points of where a booth would be.
Yeah, we chalk it, we actually measure it out and chalk. So you gotta stay within those marks.
What would you tell the person who arrived with a 12 by 12 tent?
Go home.
Bye.
Do they have to leave it partially closed to 10 by 10?
They could do that.
I mean, you know, depending on the circumstances.
Could they have to move down to the end so they can stretch
so
out a
in
little
theory,
bit
none
maybe?
of our tents are supposed to be that close
I know.
together, in theory.
Oh, that's true.
And then we
That's
do have the
true.
fire break, so.
You might be able to squeeze
You
enough.
should
for-
have
Yeah, it really
But they're being
shouldn't
jerks.
Yeah.
But do remember, these people are volunteers, and we did have a volunteer that was really roughed up one year and went home crying and did not want to do it the next year. So please be kind to these people. They're doing their best to follow directions.
The morning's crazy.
Morning's crazy, but please give some grace.
And for bigger issues, Alan and I and Jen are always roaming.
Yeah. Cool.
Good or bad, they've given us golf carts.
I have a quick question.
I have a quick answer. Oh, and I think we have two more
Oh, okay.
questions.
So we got an intersection,
Mhm.
so when we get there, is it, you just grab a chalk space at that intersection? Or
There'll
I'm
be,
a little
so
confused.
so that's why it's important to look at the map, because that shows you exactly.
It shows the exact place.
where
Yeah,
you're
it'll say
going
on
to go.
bulb out or in intersection.
And it'll
or-
tell you which side you're on?
And in theory,
Yes.
it shouldn't be an intersection, because the fire department has asked us to keep them all clear. So we'll
Yeah.
clarify after the meeting.
I mean, if you go onto the maps, onto the website, has everybody been on the website and seen the maps?
Not yet.
Yeah.
So, you know, cause he's got this laid out to where, you know, it'll be the,
Nobody can see that, cause he's over
Well,
there. You can do it over there.
maybe up here. Alright, so he's got it laid out to where this will be like the address, 1591, let's just say. And then your booth will be blocked here and it'll have your name in it, here. And there's, on the website, on the maps, you'll see, what is it, map number,
An address on Solano and a map number.
address. I can't even spell anything.
Well, nobody can read it from there
Map-
anyway.
Map number, page, and then the address, and so like 1591 might be on map number 1 or something. You know, there's a total of, how many maps?
26.
26 maps.
Do you know if like banks are closed on Sunday?
Yes.
So like if we unloaded, I mean, do you know if Bank of America would let us park? I mean, cause we're right
No.
across the street.
Often they
No?
Well, I have
What
an
if I know someone at
I
Bank
have
of
an
America?
answer. I have an answer to that question.
Okay,
They're not there.
right. You know what, is there a mechanics, is there a mechanics bank
So
on
here's the
Solano?
thing, if it's a parking lot that
I
connects to
know,
a
I
side
used to work
street,
there.
it will have barriers in front of it, am I right?
Is that what you have for my?
It'll have barriers in front of it, but if it's just a
In
self-contained
the lending.
parking lot, I don't know, do you know? I don't think we
Right.
know, yeah.
Okay, so in theory, it is considered private property.
Right.
Not in theory, legally.
Yeah.
However, it is a valid point that what you don't know, you can't get in trouble.
I mean, they don't lock their lots.
Hey, it's a good thing
They don't
it's
lock their
not,
lots, so.
not what, January, or when is Berkeley changing it to where you guys are gonna have to pay your parking meters on Sundays?
Yeah.
in Berkeley, has anybody heard of that?
Yeah, and
There's gonna be a booth for that at the Stroll, so go check her out.
Yeah, Walnut Creek, it's 7 days
I
a
think
week.
it's actually taken.
Till 8 p.m.
Till 8
The
p.m.
gate is already there.
Go ahead.
And Sunday.
You've been very patient.
I'm realizing I don't have a space because
You're not on the street yet.
well, yeah. So or
You need to register, you're not registered.
No, he's probably registered.
You're
I
set.
am registered, but
You have a space,
do I?
yeah.
In
If
front
you're
of
registered, he's
your-
giving you a
in front of
space.
your business.
You may not have seen it yet, it's probably for your business.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because I'm hearing everybody has a space here, and
Well, it's because we're not brick and mortar owners.
If
on
not,
Solano.
we'll fix you up.
exactly. Yeah, my problem is that my brick and mortar is not open yet. So
Yeah, but I
need
have
space.
a feeling they know that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Here.
You might have an ambulance truck parked in your driveway, but.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Ambulance truck.
I just want to
Okay,
be.
we still have a question.
Is it my turn for the
Go
question?
right ahead. On today.
I am curious about the wind. I've had cases blown over,
Well,
so
it could
how
have-
windy does it get?
In the afternoon, it gets windy. The
Yeah,
later
it
afternoon.
can,
It
it doesn't
can.
always,
If
so
it
it
does,
really just
you gotta
depends on
figure
the
this
day.
becomes a channel.
Ooh,
That's the way to look at it.
And that's when it's good to be between other booths,
Yeah.
Oh,
but
okay.
there's still no
I've
promise.
done that, but it's.
Still no promise, yeah, no promise.
Okay, I gotta
Make
figure
sure you
that out.
have your legs weighted
Okay.
down.
Okay.
Yeah, turn your paintings across
Is
the
it
way.
most people put up all 3 sides?
They don't. It
No,
varies.
not
Yeah.
typically.
I'm just putting up a back.
Probably 50.
Usually a back and obviously the front. There's not, well, some
It
people do
kind
it.
of
to a
depends
spot.
on
It
how
really
you
depends.
design your booth,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I've had booths
Feel
where
free to
they've
do that,
been
yeah.
tables on the sides and in the back, and then, you know, backings. And I've also had booths where I've had just stuff hanging down from the back. And open on the sides. Sometimes I've had booths where I do have just the tables in the front and inventory in the back. It just depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So.
I'm just trying to keep from putting everything up.
Right,
Yeah.
well, for you, I mean, there's a few things Ellen mentioned, that you have things
Yeah,
at
I have
different,
things that can blow.
different price points.
Yeah.
And don't have little stuff that's easy to steal right in front, that's easy to steal. So think about having things in like that.
I had that problem once in 20 years.
Yeah, well, hopefully it
We
stays
haven't
like
had
that.
a lot of complaints about that.
And you could also do like, if your print, you said you had different size prints, was that
Well,
correct?
not prints, I have like bowls and plates and
Oh, yeah.
vases and jewelry on stands.
Yeah.
Earring cases and.
Oh, I see, you've had cases of
Yeah, that's all right, I'm still brainstorming how to anchor them down.
Yeah,
The canopy I've got,
it's good,
yeah, I've got sandbags.
yeah.
So sandbags, I mean,
You know,
that's
and then
the
for anyone
thing.
else who's next to me, I will anchor my sandbag to yours.
Going down together.
Shows because they didn't have any anchors.
We're stronger together.
Yeah, so, you know, I've got that covered, I'll figure out the other.
I just have a question, like,
Sure.
related to the group. So what I'm planning on doing is, I have some, like, t-shirts and, like, other clothing items that I wanna put on a rack. But then I also have my table, which has photos and, like, my actual henna stuff and, you know, like, links to, like, I don't know, emailing, social media, whatever. So I'm wondering, like, does anyone have any opinions? Like, would it draw your eye more if the merchandise was in the front or if the henna itself was in the front? Like, if you saw someone.
Henna.
The henna?
That's
Like,
mine.
that's
All my
Yeah.
students to you,
No,
they
I
love
agree.
it.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing
And
it.
then more on that point, like, because I don't really wanna have my clients be out in the open depending on the weather, like I want them to be under the table. Does anyone have like an idea on like a way that I could, I guess, like I'm gonna have so many signs, you will see me, I will have so many signs. But like, I guess like, how have other people done it in the past if you've seen, like, where do they sit in the front of the booth? Like, is it like, if this is the front of the booth, is it artist and client, or is it like artist and client, if that makes sense, like.
They're gonna be inside the booth.
Yeah, right inside the booth.
And you're sideways, so you're
Sideways.
Yes,
sideways.
yeah, I mean,
You
in
wanna make sure
Lafayette,
people
they,
can see what you're doing,
Yeah.
sorry, while they're walking, so
Okay.
that you don't
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
they're doing.
Right.
Don't put a table across the front.
Yeah.
So that people.
You can put a table in the back, on the side.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you don't want
Or like
a
a
mental
huge
barrier.
behind you.
We don't want a mental or physical barrier.
Yeah, and then also with the t-shirts, if you're selling t-shirts or something, remember, go up high.
Yeah.
Because as people are walking, their line of vision is going this way, it's not going that way.
You could even put it on a hanger and hang it in the front
Yeah,
of your booth.
hang 'em
right
from
in
the
front.
frame.
It's gonna blow, so
Yeah.
you might think about taping it or something.
Yeah.
And while you're doing their henna, make sure they visually can see the product, so they're looking
yeah,
at it.
that, yeah. The person sitting there, it might be, yeah.
It might be good if you have an assistant, you know, you can take their card out of their pocket.
I think this concludes
Yeah,
this
I mean, we're not on a
year's
hard deadline. If there's any other
workshop.
questions.
Yeah, no, I want a glass of wine. I'm gonna,
Good luck, though.